Welcome, my Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 5-card draw. What do I need read for this new moon to full moon, July to August 2022? I'm your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Production since 1998, 24 years in service, thanks. Author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. You can preview it for free. Check out the opening pages, the reviews, and the dedication to my mom, who I just got back from visiting Saratoga. Her birthday was Monday at the time of this recording, so I'm back in my home, back in my dining room studio, and ready to rock and roll. And I'm also a creator on Patreon, patreon.com/drawing the circle. We got humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, my levels of subscribers over there, building a lovely little community of magic, miracles, mysticism, and Mal streaming there pretty much every morning. Cup of coffee, my hair doing what it's doing. What's going on with my hair today? It's called humidity, Geminis. And usually in a bathrobe talking about the day's magical applications according to the lunar astrology, spiritual practice, and all that jazz. So if you want to come play Trion on Patreon. So let's get down to business. A lot going on planet Earth at the time of this recording, everywhere, not just in the United States. I am in New York, so, you know, I keep a finger on the pulse of what's going on out there as an empath, so I can have some context, certainly, which is why these readings that I do, the 5-card draws for the waxing moon and the 7-card draws for the waning moon, the shadow reads, seem to be really shifting the quantum timeline's PDQ, or as the kids like to say pretty damn quickly. So if you are new to the channel, a 5-card draw is nothing more than one card from 5 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline. As I said, a waxing moon, a 2-week period, therefore not a timeless reading, very much a timed reading, to plant a seed and watch it grow. We'll look at that timeline in a moment. These 5 decks also represent the 5 magical elements: fire, earth, air, water, and spirit, in that order, to help you refine and align your energies to manifest your spell work, your co-creation, your divine art form, whatever it is, the seed you want to plant at a new moon in Leo, and we'll talk about that, to the full moon, to watch it grow, to watch it build, etc. So it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and do check your other signs to get more information about the seed we're about to look at, which is a good way to look at it, right? The seed that you want to plant. Or maybe some of us, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, have 4 different seeds, but they're all holographically connected, and that's what's so important about these, is the more that you manifest your heart's desire, element of fire, what you yearn for, what you burn for, what your heart desires, that's part of what you came into this life to do. And it may not be so much about manifesting it the way that you want, but the journey that you have to go through. And every time you do that, you're fulfilling a much larger plan that's better than anything we can imagine or conceive from the point of view of the immortal soul. The personality doesn't have to be thrilled with what's going on planet Earth, which is why, as you shift to more golden timelines rather than leaded, you're shifting to a timeline where things are just much better for everyone on planet Earth. You with me? Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do my best to get you the clarity, guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power they sent me into this life to deliver for the well-being of all. Shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. From explanation to divination, still point. And here we go. Hair in my nose. Using the magical spell cards from Lucy Cavendish, by Lucy Cavendish, for the element of fire. I call upon the ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism. There you are. For the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, watching this video, receiving this reading. We're going to try and enjoy this spread, right? And enjoy this 5-card draw. Be more uplifting, more waxing moon in a time where things are chaotic. So what is the magical spell card? The fragment spell fragment to help them hone their element of fire, what they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire. This new to full. Imagination, excellent for Gemini, mutable air, changeable air. Obviously, imagination is a way of engaging the element of air, the mind, in a way that is exactly that, mutable. You can change what you imagine. The spell fragment, imagination now sets me free. Divine ones, I send my thanks to thee. Once the divine comes into the situation, or even the sentence, we're talking about something more mystical, because spiritual and mystical ain't exactly the same thing. There's all sorts of things that are spiritual that may not necessarily involve the divine directly, where it's all the divine, it's all one, unity, blah, 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 the nameless Tao and all of that. But what the imagination, particularly the Gemini imagination, could get away with, could come up with. So let's ground that a little bit, shall we, with The Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. It's a brilliant book. So whether you have the stone indicated or not is moot, right? Clear quartz does everything. Grab a rock from outside, a piece of jewelry, just something to help you connect it, right, to ground it. A little touchstone, like tying a string around your finger, but, you know, jewelry if you like. The element of earth, the fuel to feed the fire and manifest the heart's desire. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, still point. As I call upon my beloved Archangel Ariel, one of the archangels of the north, powers of earth, hence the Crystal Oracle. What is the Crystal Oracle message? Regardless of mineral stone, if they have it, great. If they want it, wonderful. But what is the message? The element of earth, as I said, the fuel to feed the fire as well as ground and manifest their heart's desire. Perhaps a carrier of the magic, the intention for that imagination to set them free so they can send their thanks to thee. Oh, almost had it. Oh, we didn't look at the astrology to this new moon in Leo, Thursday, July 28th, 1:55 p.m. I am in New York, Eastern, to the full moon in Aquarius, Thursday, August 11th, 9:36 p.m. Figures, it's a Gemini reading. They're kind of always like this. So what's the element of earth and the oracle message to help them manifest their heart's desire, this new to full. Rutilated quartz. This is one of my favorite ones, and I have the Torch of Archangel Ariel, Torch Ariel, as I like to call her, with that big thing there is rutilated quartz, and there's more on here too. It's one of my favorites. Really, really is one of my favorites. The rutiles are the little gold threads. I used to work in New Age pagan metaphysical retail. You gotta know this stuff. You gotta know the difference, apparently. Let's get at it too. But they used to be called angel hair, the little golden stuff, the little filaments, if you will. So vibrational healing, higher mind, which is the mind of your higher self, which is very transcendent of the human mind, and reconciliation, you know, it's like the cops, reconciliation, or the judgment card, right? You hear that a lot. You are subconsciously receiving loving vibrations and loving thoughts from someone connected to your past, which this could make this a little bit more of a waning moon thing. An episode or conflict that hurt you emotionally is now being healed and reconciled by the power of forgiveness and unconditional love. And let's be clear, that person doesn't necessarily have to be incarnate anymore, right? Because vibrational healing transcends all space and time. Thank you, Prince. Where am I? As an episode of conflict that hurt you emotionally is now being healed or reconciled by the power of forgiveness and unconditional love. And that is true love. That is the divine love. The human part of us can give it or take it or leave it, right? But the soul, that's its gig. Over the coming days, you may find yourself emotionally and mentally reciprocating this love as you reflect upon a person or past event. Now, you can see how imagination could be a double-edged sword on this one. Because, you know, one twin might be saying, oh, yeah, and the other was like, yeah, so let me, and it, I think, addresses this. Through this mutual exchange of love. Past wounds are now energetically healed, and all negative attachments resolved and released. So it's not really something that you can do to control someone. It's not a control spell, but it is one of reconciling your own end of whatever went on in any kind of relationship. We're not just rubber stamping this as a romantic sexual one, but one where there was some emotional pain given and or received, right? Carolyn May says all the time, yeah, you're in therapy because of somebody, so somebody must be in therapy because of you. Prove me wrong. Right, so to speak, symbolically speaking. She's right. Carolyn May, MYSS, my favorite PhD. Let's get into, your element, the element of air. We're going to use the Healing with the Angels oracle. The element of air, two different ways to do this oracle in my experience, though both can be simultaneously helpful. One is the words written on the card. Think about it, element of air. I always suggest to people, go back to the original meanings of words, the history of the meanings of words, and sometimes you find that extra little, take on something like the word gorgeous is ancient French and it means elegant, right? It's like, oh, totally changes, right? But it's still in the same genre. The other is, these are healing angels, right? You have to call on them. That's the gig. You have to give them permission to come in. Angels don't just intervene. It can be as simple as help. But if you know who's waiting in the wings with their wings ready to swoop in at your invitation to help you heal, could be very helpful. Please take a nice deep breath. So let's turn east. Still point. As I call upon the angels and the archangels of air, the sign of Gemini, powers of the east, the Raphaelites, please, the legions of Archangel Raphael. What is the element of air? To stoke the fire of the imagination, of their heart's desire. That would absolutely generate gratitude in return with this rutilated quartz, vibrational healing, which means it can be done at a distance. Doesn't have to be done face to face. What if a person's no longer incarnate, right, in a physical body? There's all sorts of variations on that theme. So who are the healing angels ready to swoop in from the wings, with their wings, at the invitation of the Gemini Collective, this new to full July, August 2022. Celebration. You know, if we took a holiday, just some time to celebrate, just one day out of life, would be so nice. I did. I just got back from Saratoga. I had a wonderful time. But here is an angel, arms outstretched, absolutely in goddess position, looking like she'd draw down the moon. So there is something coming to a fullness here. Now, this is a reading from new to full. So this is something perhaps that is done incrementally over a 2-week period, or whenever, of course, you're watching this video. What would the healing angels of celebration do? What would their function be, right? You got to figure the healing angels of plumbers, you know, kind of, sort of what they're up to, right? What their gig is, what's in their job description. Contemplate that. Think about that. Because when the world is going through trauma and transformation, as it obviously is, and perhaps you're an empath, perhaps you're not, but you could be aware that things are changing quickly on planet Earth, a time of revolution, honestly, and spiritual awakening, they go hand in hand. So to allow yourself to heal through the thing of celebrating even what you think of as the small victories, using your imagination, you might really be able to shift some quantum timelines for yourself and everybody else on planet Earth in a way that obviously is a more healthier, healing type of celebration. Like how far you've come. Oh man, okay, they're flashing me. I used to work in so many bookstores. A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. I read it in hardcover when it came out in the 90s. She said I can be something I paraphrase like crazy. I can either be intimidated by how far I have to go or be really impressed by how far I've come. And that's the thing. You celebrate those smaller victories, you get that absolutely every single one of them is necessary, right? You can't, there is no such thing. Those measuring sticks in front of our eyes, we choose to see through. But to the divine, it's all one thing. Well, worth celebrating. I'm liking this for you. But what's the emotional part? The element of water. We'll use the Whispers of Love Oracle, the voices of the higher selves of all involved. Now, obviously, another person is involved here, according to the rutilated quartz from Archangel Ariel here. So, you know, maybe using your imagination, there's more than one person here. This could be a group of people that you can celebrate those vibrational healings within yourself. But because the higher selves of all involved, they're in this too. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Alright, so I call to the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love? The element of water, the energy and emotion that in the body we experience as emotion, the juice to the spell, the vibrational, how we can feel it, the intuitive part of it to help them manifest their heart's desire with imagination, that rutilated quartz vibrational healing and reconciliation. With the healing angels of celebration. Like, even if it was a rough road to get here, there's all the more reason to do a healing celebration here. So, what's the whisper of love, the piece of information, inspiration, insight they most need this new to full? Practice compassion, see things from a different perspective. I would highly recommend A Course in Miracles, even like the intro stuff, like the basic. It's a lot. The Blue Book day one's a bit much. But certainly there is the opportunity here to see things differently. I mean, imagination certainly indicates that. Mutable air. Gemini is the only mutable air sign, right? To be able to, you know, see it from the point of view of the twins. But to then turn the other cheek, which just gave you a New Testament. You're welcome. Because compassion is exactly what the world needs right now, and it can be done vibrationally. A lot of people are afraid of feeling their compassion, and I understand why. It is painful to feel other people's pain as an empath. But compassion is also, here's just another definition of compassion, holding a vision for someone that they're not capable of holding for themselves, right? Seeing them in that larger place. Certainly imagination could be a part of that, but also compassion to yourself. So this healing is really about you, regardless of who else is indicated with that rutilated quartz. But, you know, if they're not going to see it from a different perspective, just... And by the way, okay, all right, you'll like this, Gemini. Seeing it from another perspective doesn't always mean seeing it from their perspective, as it can be seeing it from your higher self's perspective, which is all times an illusion. This is a video game you're in. You're here to learn how to do this, to love and experience all this stuff, like a good video game does, right? One would think. Oh, chicken, egg, whatever. Which came first? Let's get you the healing mantra from the Metcon Healing Mantra deck. It's not really divination. It is a healing system and highly effective in my experience. The card of spirit to charge this with. So look, get a piece of rutilated quartz. It's not that expensive. Or like I said, any old object you want to work with, but you know, something you want to carry with you for a couple of days here. Cast the spell of imagination, calling in the healing angels of celebration with the emotional, you know, intention of practicing compassion, right? It's not nail it today, right? Oh, done. I've mastered compassion. Well, thank you, Kuan Yin. No, we're all in that journey right now. So this would then be the mantra to kind of charge the object with, and give you a little extra insight from the Ascended Masters. And I'm going to say General Assembly, because that compassion and that healing could be about anything. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Yeah. This is a very, very light vibe. I like this. And you know, not like love and light, but like gentle, without the gravity, without the heaviness. So please, I call to the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly. What is the perfect healing mantra for the Gemini Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? Watching this video, receiving this reading to help them manifest this imagination with that rutilated quartz, the vibrational healing, with the healing angels of celebration, maybe just getting them right to the graduation of whatever this is, completing of a cycle at that full moon, practicing compassion, the perfect healing mantra for the elemental spirit to help them heal and help us all heal. This Nutriful, July, August 2022. Integrating the ego, everything is for me, not against me. This is a very Course in Miracles reading. Just got to say that. Actually, I was talking with somebody earlier today about A Course in Miracles, so, I mean, that was probably preparation from this. I'm going to read it from the Bookie Book, but to boil it down, I mean, this is a good way to say everything is for me, not against me. Course in Miracles says this is not happening to you, it's happening for you. But the human ego is going to fight against that unless it's getting what it wants, right? The personality, the heroic personality, is like just trying to take the path day by day as it goes. The soul, the immortal soul, knows what's going on. The higher self sees the entire picture. So this is all about integrating the ego. The ego is not the enemy. The ego is necessary for us to come into physical form, to play the game and forget. Right? We're in the process of remembering. So it's not that the ego is destroyed. It is integrated, right? Just like you have the ingredients in a cake, you mix it in the batter. I don't bake. I'm a potion witch. I don't bake. Too much science, right? But still, what happens when you put all the ingredients together in the oven? It all integrates. The sugar is still there, but it's now bonded. So nothing has been lost and only more has been gained. Oh, great. Cake metaphor. Wonderful. Although I think it might be a simile if I said like or as. So let's talk about integrating the ego here. Then I'll give you the blessing, and we'll chill at the end as I release the Gemini Collective. Integrating the ego. Everything is for me, not against me. When your ego is integrated, there are no problems to fix or questions to answer. There are just the aligned responses of the soul's reality, acknowledging life as the fertile ground where greater expansion is revealed, which is why we come here, to expand our experience in so many different ways. As you integrate your ego, every moment can be seen to be conspiring for your highest evolution instead of plotting against you. But remember, your highest evolution isn't always giving you everything you want, but it is giving you everything that you need. And I think it's really important that and that's what this is talking about. Just because we're not getting what we want doesn't mean we're not loved and getting what we need from whatever you want to call your higher power. This mantra is ideal for overcoming victimhood, which might be good if that's been going on and anything that needs to be emotionally healed here with that rutilated quartz. Being more grateful, divine ones, I send my thanks to thee, and becoming more forgiving. Very Course in Miracles. Course in Miracles is about quantum forgiveness, not Newtonian forgiveness. That it is all one, it is all holographic. Beyond this world, there is a world I want. I place the future in the hands of God. A lot of it's in iambic pentameter, hopeful. But I would recommend it. And look, I'm a witch that teaches it, right? So it's pretty universal, I would say. So, like I said, I'm going to give you what's called a blessimation. Thank you, Kimberly, one of my patrons on Patreon. A blessing summation, a blessimation. And if you want to hang around for the last little bit, I let the goofy loose. Not that it's been heavily restrained for this reading, because this is a lovely, light read. Maybe a little tricky with that reconciliation stuff, but it's not a really good game unless it's a little tricky. Please take a nice deep breath. Let's do this for realsies. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Gemini Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video and receiving this reading, that they may be blessed with all that they need. This new moon in Leo to full moon in Aquarius, July into August 2022, that they may integrate the ego by gradually, vibrationally experiencing that everything is for them, not against them. Hence, they can practice compassion with themselves. We don't have to like that this is happening for us, not against us. So I'm going to try and see this differently and acknowledge that what I'm feeling, probably everyone on planet Earth is feeling as well, while calling in the healing angels of celebration, because there is obviously some sort of fruition, fulfillment, completion, graduation going on here that is worthy of celebrating. And if they can get their hands on some rutilated quartz or something similar, because there is a reconciliation vibe, but things are reconciling on all sorts of overtones and dimensions going on in this world, and we can't separate our personal and interpersonal relationships from that. So may they receive that vibrational healing, that unconditional love, that reconciling vibration of rutilated quartz, using their mutable air skill of imagination. Now set them free, so divine ones, they may send their thanks to thee for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So it be, and so it is. Boogie down. It's worth doing when you have a fun read. Did you like it? Like it, hit the thumbs up. Help the other Geminis find the reading. Want more of me here on YouTube? You know what to do. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm not stopping. I'm 53 years old. Yes, I know. I don't look at things. So why quit? I'm having too much fun with this. And if you want more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more me, more Mal, come Patreon on Patreon. Patreon.com/drawing the circle. Having a field day over there, and I think you might too. Humans, Heroes, Angels, Witches, Immortals, Gods, Goddesses, exclusive content, as well as early access content, as well as a lot of stuff that just I do out of nowhere. The inspiration comes and I put it there. Mystical artist that I am. So if you want to come Patreon on Patreon. I am the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal, and if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link in the description box. There's always a link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mal. A YouTube video explains the whole process, explains it all for you, just like Clarissa. So, wishing you the very best. Please comment if you feel it, and hang in there. Get ready for that new moon in Leo, because that's going to be lovely, and that it may manifest for you in the best way possible. I love you. Now, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.